I want to say one other thing. And that's why I'm filming this class today, because of what I want to say. We are living in a time now where young people are told that they can be whatever gender they want. I heard there's 70 genders on Facebook. Really? I mean, what are you, a paramecium? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what? So I want to say this. First off, even if you get a sex change operation or you get hormone treatments, which is what a lot of these people are doing, every cell in your body is screaming either male or female. Every cell in your body is screaming male or female, no matter what you think you're going to do or what those people think they're going to do. When my daughter was working as a nurse and she had a gay fella that was a nurse that she worked with, a Christian gay fellow, a pretty interesting character, he came in and said to her, these people are crazy trying to do these hormone changes and all that. Every cell in their body is screaming male or female. They need to get over it. He said it, which cracked me up, okay? So the point is that it's very controversial right now because people are doing these things, and then like John Hopkins stopped doing sex change operations. I heard this just yesterday on the news, because they found that most of these young people that are doing this regret it shortly thereafter, and they can't go back. Once you've mutilated yourself like that, you can't go back. Okay, and I want to go a step further than this, and I don't know if this will help any of you guys, but I hope this is going to help a girl, and it may not help any girl here, but it may help a girl there. Okay, so one of the moms on our coast sent out an article to the homeschool loop, the Christian homeschool loop, and it was an article about what's happening with the young people in the school systems, because they're basically telling the young people in the school systems, you can pick whatever gender you want, you can be whatever you want. They're kind of leading them down that path, and they're actually starting at a very young ages. In England right now, they're actually asking them, what gender are you and what do you want to be at 10 years old? And the parents are in a real uproar about it, because they're really pushing the kids down the path. But let me just say this. I have all brothers, literally 2 marriages. My father had 6 boys and me, okay? And my brothers are all big, strapping, shoot guns, knives, you know, martial arts, black belts, you know what I'm saying? So I've never been a girly girl. You wouldn't have survived in my house. You wouldn't have eaten, okay? And so all my life, I have felt very not feminine. And even cried out to the Lord about it a lot of times, because, Lord, why can't you make me more like the other girls? Blah, 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 blah. So as a teenager, the reason I bring this up is, as a teenager, if I lived today, there would be people that say, oh, you're just a lesbian, you don't know it. I know that that's where people would have gone with me. Because when everybody else was wearing dresses, I would be in my sweatshirt. And back when I went to public school, girls could not wear pants. I had on a skirt and a sweatshirt. I was not doing that. Do you see what I'm saying? And then when I finally got to public school, I was in jeans and a t-shirt, you know, and that was it. And I was so not feminine. I used to feel sorry for my mother because, you know, she had one girl and she wanted to dress me up, and I'm like, you know? And so as a teenager, if I lived today, I am sure that people would have pushed me towards lesbianism. I think that's exactly what's happening to our teens today, is people are pushing them. And I have a brother-in-law that everybody would have said when he was younger that he was gay. He was not gay. He was more feminine than most men in his mannerisms, but he is now a precious Christian father of 8 children, married. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, do this right, Katie. You guys are at the hardest time in your life. That's the good news. It's only going to get better. Your teen years are miserably hard, even if you do know Jesus, just because of all the changes that you're going through. And half of you wants to still be a kid, which 58, I still want to be a kid. Half of you still wants to be a kid, and half of you is moving into adulthood. Your parents are kind of, well, I'll let you do this, but not do this. You know, you feel very torn, don't you? I mean, teenagers, it's a hard, hard time. Don't let anybody fool you. It's the hardest time of your life. The point is, don't let our culture take that vulnerability at this time in your life and make you something you're not. What I eventually figured out through prayer and crying out to God, do you know what feminine is? God finally defined it for me. Feminine is anything I am because I'm a woman. The culture doesn't define it. Being a woman defines it. There were tough women in the Bible, and they were women. There were men that weren't so tough, and they were men. Don't let anybody push you into being something other than what God has made you, because you are perfectly made for His purposes. I know now why I'm an obnoxiously loud type of female. It makes me a better teacher. If I was just real quiet and still up here, wouldn't be much fun, would it? Okay? Took me a long time to figure that out. But if I had just trusted God in it and walked in it, I'd have seen it faster. Okay? I want you guys to remember that. You are perfectly made for God's purposes for your life. And every cell in your body screams out either male or female. And whatever you are is what male or female is. You keep your eyes fixed on Jesus and you go where He goes. And don't worry about what the culture says, because our culture is sick and twisted more than it's ever been, in my opinion. Although I didn't live in ancient Rome, so I can't talk of that. But anyway, okay, we're going to go on now. Thank you for letting me get that out of my system.